complaining, cook, 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 so, 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 clean, 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 day after day. They also had the weather to complain about. But as the dusk came down, it was the habit of the people to gather under a huge tree that was centered in the town square. So they were all sitting around sweating, wiping their brows and commiserating with one another about how bad a day it had been. When all of a sudden, a stranger appeared from an alleyway, and they all looked up to see this unusual creature. They'd never seen anything like him before. He had on scarlet pants with suns and moons all over them, purple shoes that curled up at the toes, and a bright orange tunic. At first, because of his quiet manner, they were a little bit awed, but then it all turned to doubt and fear. And the mayor of the town stood up and said, "Who are you?" And the stranger just answered in a gentle tone, "Oh, I'm just a traveler. I like to go from town to town and meet people." Someone in the crowd said, "What do you want to come here for? This is only a one-bit town." And the stranger said, "But look, you have so much beauty here. Look at this wonderful tree. Here, listen to the birds that are now coming to sing as the sun sets." Someone said, "Oh, squawking, chirping, you can't even hear yourself think." But the stranger, rather benignly, observed the crowd. But after a while, as the sun set, it was time for people to disperse, and they ambled off to their homes, finally leaving the stranger alone under the tree in the middle of town. After everyone had gone, the stranger began to wander down the streets, and because it was such a hot day, all the doors and windows were open, so he was able to hear all the conversations that took place. He listened very carefully, noting that which was deep beneath all of the complaints that came out over the dinner table. "Oh, I only sold 3 pairs of shoes today. Oh, I only had one person come into my shop," and so forth. And then, as the lights began to be switched out in each of those houses, and people were bedded down for the night, the stranger went back to the tree in the middle of town. He looked up in its branches and quietly floated up and sat with his curled up slippers resting on a bough. And he took out a silver flute from his pocket, and he began to play. His plaintive notes wafted deep, deep along the streets and in the laneways, into the windows, under the doorways, into the hearts, dreams of everyone who was sleeping in that town. The music went deep, deep, deep inside and pulled up the deep fears that were covered, long covered, in their hearts. And then all of a sudden, the stranger blew one piercing note on his flute, and everyone sat up straight in their beds and were compelled to rise up and come out into the town square where the stranger was standing. The mayor spoke up angrily and said, "What is the meaning of this?" And the stranger said, "I see that all of you have been laboring under the weight, the cloud of your pain, your burdens, your fears, your longings. Give them to me." And with that, he put his flute to his lips and played. And one person began and cried, and another, until everyone in that town square was weeping, sobbing, wailing, pouring out the grief of each their pain. That pain became palpable. Rocks and stones and debris began pouring out of the mouths of the people in the square, making a large pile at the feet of the stranger. Slowly, the outpouring came to an end. The sobbing, the weeping ceased. And there, in front of the stranger, was a huge pile of debris. He looked at that debris and he said, "These are your burdens. But let me show you what they really are." And he picked up a piece of carbon. He looked at the mayor of the